Hi, readers. We are reading on now about our focus topic, the moon. Now, remember, our focus word for this week is the word Earth. We're going to take a look at each of these photographs. And if it's a good example of our focus word Earth, we're going to give it thumbs up if we agree. But if we don't think it's a good example, we're going to give it thumbs down if we disagree. So what do we see in this first photograph? This looks like a planet to me, but it doesn't look like Earth. So are we going to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Exactly, a thumbs down. It's not Earth. What about this photograph? Readers, give me a thumbs up if you agree that it's a good example of the word Earth, or a thumbs down if you disagree now. This was a tricky one, but I don't think they have steel bridges or steel beams on this planet. I think that this is some things that I've seen on Earth. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I agree. What do we see here? Yeah, that looks to me like the sun. Do you think this is a good example of our focus word Earth? Let me see your hands, readers. Yeah, we have to give this a thumbs down. It's not a good example. We can see the sun from Earth, but it's not a good example. What do you see here? Yeah, I agree. It looks like soil or dirt. So is this a good example of the word Earth? Give me a thumbs up if you agree, and a thumbs down if you disagree. All right, yes, we've seen some dirt and soil on Earth, so we're going to have to put it there. What is this in this picture? Right, it's Earth. So let me see your hands, readers. Where should we put it? Yes, in the agree column. And what do we see here? Right, we see the sky and the clouds. So is this a good example of our focus word Earth? Give me a thumbs up if you agree, and a thumbs down if you disagree. Yes, we've seen this on Earth, the sky, and the clouds. So you've done a great job sorting through these pictures to think about which one was a good example of our focus word Earth. And now we're ready to read our Article-A-Day. Our Article-A-Day is titled, Does the Moon Really Shine? Based on this title, what do you think this article will be about? From looking at this photograph, I can see a full moon. Have you ever seen the full moon at night? How would you describe the full moon? So I bet you're thinking what I'm thinking. It looks really bright in the dark sky. I also see a lot of dark spots on the moon. What else do you see? Yes, the moon is round when it's full. All right, so let's find out maybe the answer to this question. Does the moon really shine? The moon is a dark place. It does not make its own light. So why do we see a bright moon in the night sky? Good question. Do you know? Let's keep reading and find out. Here is what really happens. The sun's light shines on the moon and then bounces off the moon. The moonlight that we see is really just sunshine lighting up the moon. So here's the moon, and this looks like the sun. So the sun's light shines on the moon and bounces off. So we have moonlight. We just really see the sunshine lighting up the moon. So the moon doesn't have its own light. The moon is not the only thing that shines because of the sun. Have you ever seen pictures of Earth taken from space? The Earth looks as if it is shining too. But of course, Earth does not make its own light either. Our home planet is also lit by sunlight. Wow, so here's the Earth, and that looks like, here's the moon, and the Earth does look like it's lit up, but it's not. The Earth does not make its own light. It's also lit by sunlight from our sun. So readers, I bet you learned a lot after reading our article a day. I want you to take a moment and pause the video to write down 2 or 3 things that you learned from this article. You may want to use one or all of these sentence frames. Let's read them together. The moon does not make its own Our moon looks because it reflects the Moonlight is really just lighting up the moon. So pick a word from our word bank to complete each sentence. Light, sunshine, bright, and sun. Pause the video now to write down what you learned in your book of knowledge. Let's take a look at how to best complete each sentence using the words from the word bank. The moon does not make its own. What belongs there? Yes, light. The moon does not make its own light. Our moon looks, how does it look? Yes, it looks bright because it reflects the, why does the moon look bright? Because it reflects the, what did you say? Yes, it reflects the sun. And the last sentence, moonlight, is really just sunshine lighting up the moon. I also jotted down something else that I learned from reading this article a day. So the Earth travels around the sun. And as the Earth travels around the sun, we get light from the sunshine. And not only do we get Earth light from the sun, our moon, Earth's moon, also gets its light from the sun. So I wrote down that the moon and the Earth are lit up because of the light from the sun. All right, readers. So now that we're done jotting down what we learned in our book of knowledge, let's take a look at our meaning mapper. We've done such a great job adding new words to connect to our focus word, Earth, the third planet from the sun, and the other words in our meaning mapper. After reading this article, what words make you think of our focus word, Earth? Or how can you connect other words to the words on your map Pause the video now to add to your virtual meaning mapper or on your piece of paper. So as we were reading, I added the word sunlight to our meaning mapper because Earth gets its sunlight. And not only does Earth get sunlight, the moon also does. So the word sunlight can connect to both the word moon and our focus word Earth. Thank you for reading with me. I hope you learned a lot about the moon. I know I did.